Welcome to How to Climb Out of Low ELO, my series where I break down diamond to iron level gameplay for my students so that you can understand exactly what you need to do at every stage of the game to climb out of the rank you are currently in. Hi, my name is Dylan, and I'm the head coach at lolcoach.academy. We specialize in helping players climb to diamond by teaching them how to correctly play the champions they love. To date, my challenger coaches and I have helped over 1,000 League of Legends players reach their goal rank through the most personalized coaching solutions out there. If you want to know more about how we can help you climb to your goal rank, check out the links in the video description below. So why do you usually want to path bot side?
Well, there's just higher percentage of reward. There's more enemies. There's more better objectives. Because if I get to do drag off just like a 5 minute cheese thing, like if I path real good,
Yep.
then I could just I guess recall and item up, and then just focus on my top side and not really have to worry about my bot side. Or it all depends because I might fight. It all depends how it looks like. But yeah, I might get 2 kills. I might get a big lead off the drag, or just off creating a fight in drag, or getting the scuttle and then pathing top to get the rift. It's all I prioritize drag, then rift early, because usually it's harder to cheese because they don't expect an Udyr to just solo it.
Yep.
So then once if I'm able to solo drag, I just can kind of just fucking in for rift. I'm just I clear real fast and then go for the rift as quick as possible, with a pink. And if I could solo that too, then I don't know, man, your jungler is shit.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. So come back to step back to the gank logic. That all makes sense. When
gank logic,
yes.
Right now, if I was to look at my lane,
yep.
I can't see my lane, right? So I would have to. Yeah, I wouldn't go for a gank right now. They're probably gonna push it pretty hard to the tower, just because. But I would go for scuttle, and then depending on that, who is going where, I would probably gank bot. But this is not ideal. I'd probably scuttle, rotate mid, and then just clear another camp if I could and back.
Okay. So I just want to take a step back with your gank logic, and I want to explain something. So when we're playing a jungler who is somewhat limited in mobility and gap closing, like a Udyr, Shyvana, Kayn, preform, and most junglers in general, even like a Wukong, because Wukong doesn't have CC pre-6, we want to always prioritize the lane with the most gank setup. And gank setup is CC. So in this game, you're correct in going for the bot lane because you've got the Nautilus Samira. That's a perfect gank setup, right? But as an example, maybe it was Sona Kai'Sa. And then you have a top laner like a Cassante who has a knockback or a Cho'Gath. And so in that situation, I would rather you see path bot to top because Udyr struggles to gank without CC. And if you're trying to gank a, Kai'Sa Sona lane versus a Cho'Gath lane, the Cho'Gath, you have a much base % higher success rate. So,
look at the champs before.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Your first gank should be on the lane with the setup. So who has the best setup for you to gank? And then every gank after that should be the win condition. So in this game, Yorick is not the win condition. Samira, basically the AD carry is always the win condition in most games. So think like Kai'Sa Sona, still the win condition, but just not the first gank you do. And coming back to your points of everything you said earlier, there's better objectives in bot lane, you can influence more of the map. Generally, and in this meta, the AD carry is almost always going to be the highest base success rate of winning the game for you. And so you should generally be using and focusing on bot lane as the main place for you to gank. So your logic in this game is perfect. It's just if there's a game where your bot lane has less CC, that's where you got to be a bit more strategic with where you start.
Okay.
And win condition stuff, it's really meta. Sometimes mid laners will be the champs that snowball or win games, but it's generally at the moment AD carry is just the role that is the best kind of higher scaling kind of stuff. Cool, so we see Kayn top, and he's pathing up top. Cool. We look for a gank. Excellent.
I think it works here. Actually, nah. Well,
it's a good look. Let's see. Are we able to get here any quicker? So one thing I'd like to see in a situation like this before you do scuttle is a bit of communication. I'd like to see communication because one, I'm not sure who pinged miss on Udyr, on the Kayn, but firstly, I would be pinging this. I would be pinging this and pinging danger for Yorick just in case he hasn't seen this because you're bot side and you know Kayn's going top side. So that's the first communication I made. The second one is similar to what I said earlier. Nort has the setup for this gank. You cannot initiate this gank unless they are all the way up here, right? Because then you can come round Tribush and gank, right? But in a situation like this where this is a potential gank because you can just walk through with your sweepers and come through undetected, but you need to communicate to Nautilus that you're coming. So instead of doing this rift, I would ping on my way 2-3 times and come straight round. And if Nautilus responds, we go for the gank. If Nautilus doesn't respond, we go for the scuttle. And that way you don't waste any time, but you give yourself and your bot lane 2 options. Hey, I can just do this scuttle, or hey, I can come gank your lane. And in this situation, you could actually maybe... See this? If you pinged on your way here, and you do ping on your way, it's just after scuttle. See how the fight's already over by the time you get here?
Yeah.
Whereas if you ping even a little bit before this. So as soon as this comes up, 3:30, there's 2 options here. Whereas you're only seeing 1 option. You're seeing scuttle first.
How do I predict my bot lane? How do I know that a fight's going to happen? How do I know where it's going to be beforehand?
Your camera position. So the first thing is you scan the lane. So you jump over here with your F keys or you drag with your minimap. Over here, you look, and while I'm looking, I would go, holy fuck, this lane is a good position. Like, look, right? The minions are up here. Yeah. These 2 have to walk up to get CS. Nautilus is in a bush. And so you can scan this lane and see that. I'm just saying it, pointing out the obvious, but I know you know this as well. And so then...
Well, I didn't consider, like, the Nautilus in a bush. Like, they don't know the Naut is there. They won't see the ability coming in. Like,
Exactly. But that's what happens when you scan over. You see all this information. But if we never scan over, all we see is scuttle as the viable option.
Yeah.
So we just pan over, and this is where we ping. At 3:29, we ping on our way 3 times, 2-3 times, whatever you use, and you see how Nautilus responds. If he pings on his way as well, or if he goes for the hook, you run straight away to this fight. But instead, what happens? Nautilus does the engage without you.
Yeah.
See, you'd be here right now, sweeping, ready for this gank. Pinging, I'm on my way, Naut, let's pull the fucking trigger. And then pull the trigger, you're already here, you're running across. And then watch this play out.
I'm like freaking 10 seconds away.
Yeah, you're here and you kill them, both. And Samira doesn't die, which is key as well.
Yeah.
Instead, we come late. Samira trades 1 for 1, and all you get to do is push this wave in. And you don't even get to push the wave in. So this is technically a freeze if Ezreal was smart, but he's not, which is lucky.
Yeah. So, wait. Fast forward again, like a 5 minutes. See if I gank bot again. Because over here, I'm just gonna rotate, do like a clear, and then what do I do? Yeah.
Cool. Again, no communication that you're on your way here. So, do I see it at all? Look at this. It's the exact same situation. You go for this gank instead of this gank.
So what do you read on the... Oh, yeah.
So again, it's all if you simply just press your F keys or you scan to bot lane. you see this unfolding 15 seconds before it happens. Because Nautilus Samira is a kill lane. Do you understand that? Compared to Ezreal's Seraphine?
Not really. I don't understand
that. Okay. So when I say a kill lane, like think about how does Samira get ahead in the game compared to Ezreal?
She's like item heavy and will like resources matter way more to her than Ezreal.
And resources in the way of like gold, right? So kills.
Yeah.
Whereas Ezreal is really comfortable sitting back, playing safe and farming. So when we know that Samira, well, we now know Samira is the win con because she's the hyper carry. Samira is that kind of 1v9 champ in the meta at the moment. We need to be giving her what she wants. We need to be playing towards her win condition, which is ganks, kills. Because Seraphine, Ezreal are very easy ganks for you. Ezreal not so much because he has the dash, but Seraphine is very immobile, plus the Nautilus is super free.
So you would just... Okay, so how about the top lane? How do I know which one is winning? I play Wukong, I know his stats, so... But I don't know Yorick.
Yeah, so in general, in a lane like this where Yorick, all you have to do is press tab, and that's all you got to think about. Okay, cool, I'm pressing tab. Yorick's got 1 kill. He's up 13 CS. The wave's pushing. I don't need to worry about that lane right now.
Okay.
It's still... This game is all about bot lane because Yorick is technically winning. Like we look, he's up 400 gold. Ari is technically even, versing a TF. And then this is the only lane where all the drama is happening.
Okay. So this is by identifying the hyper carry, basically.
Yes, and it's also by moving your camera. So every time we do a camp, this part where we're walking to the next camp, you should look at 1, 2, 3 lanes. Every single time you finish a camp, you need to look at all 3 lane states to inform your decision making. Okay, where do I need to gank next? Okay, which lane needs help? Okay, where should I path to get this gank off? Etc, etc, etc.
It's because I do, but I don't know what I'm identifying, basically.
Okay.
So, like, I do look, but, like, then it doesn't affect my pathing. Because, like, I would look and then not be able to identify the key information for, like, the next 10 seconds of what are going to occur. And, like, something unravels without my intuition. Like, I didn't, like, see it, right? But that's because I'm looking at a lane and I'm not like seeing the same things you're seeing, right?
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense to me. Okay, so when we look at this lane, talk to me what you're seeing here.
I'm seeing them backing. I'm seeing Ezreal is going to push up and they're going to push up. Basically, that's it.
Awesome. And then what after... So Ezreal pushes up, what does that mean?
That means like a gank.
Yeah.
That's it. That's pretty much all I see.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's all you need to see. Because you've just come to the answer that I came to, is you need a gank.
Okay, let's see if I do. Do I? I think I could clear this faster and then... Wow, I don't.
Now, this is very opportunistic and this is well done because you stop the TF roaming. So you actually do a really good thing here. And your bot lane gets away. Okay. Yeah. And your bot lane gets away. So in hindsight...
Can I just see if I actually identified that or it was just luck? Like, let's just backtrack a little bit and see what I saw.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think...
I might have identified it. So I probably like shifted and looked. Did I...
I see a ping or something here. There we go. So you do ping on the way, so you are identifying it correctly. And he's do you know where TF's looking? He's looking here for the ult. He doesn't even know you're on him right now. Look.
Yeah.
And then, excellent.
Okay, sweet. So what should I do after that? And let's compare it to what I actually do.
Yeah. So what do you think, what are your options you think you can do after that?
Well, I see them roaming I do the camp obviously, because like I know that that's what I do. But if I should do that, I think no, I should actually roam bottom, see if I could get the kill, and then scuttle, secure vision on drag, and then recall.
Yep.
Is that what I should do?
Let's add Ari into the factor and repeat what you could possibly do.
Well, basically just like rotate sneaky wise bot to the tri bush, and see if I could like pull off a gank. And then if I can, then I can basically get drag for free.
Exactly. So there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy for junglers, and everyone gets this mixed up. So the hierarchy for a jungler is gank, objective, farm. But everyone thinks it is
It's farm. Objective gank.
Yeah, exactly. But farming is just a means to an end. Farming is what you do when there's no gank up and there's no objective up. So besides like your first clear where you actually need to get like level 2 or level 3 because you need, some form of CC and a couple of levels, otherwise you'll fall behind. Farming is basically the thing you're always prioritizing last. So in this situation, your instinct should always be to let's go Ari, ping on my way, and let's collapse and see what we can do here. Let's turn a...
That's just because your mentality is ganking. It's like gank objective farm. It's
yes.
Like you're thinking like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the mindset you need. It's always gank.
No, but like it's not always like that because like what is going to be like favorable, let's say sometimes it's like it looks it looks like it's not going to happen and you're just going to waste time. And not that a failed gank is waste time, but it feels like maybe counter jungling and maybe his red is up. I probably like maybe thought that like I could get that and then recall scuttle and then item up because I'm probably like very itemized right now and I could do that and then save myself like a gank if I was to say like a minute 30 like to 2 minutes later.
Yes, you are correct, but let's rethink your thinking there. So
right now it's like optimal.
Yes, right but the first thing you said is the gank isn't on, and that's perfect because that's this hierarchy. It's okay. So like in this situation, let's say TF and Ari traded 1-for-1, so you don't have Ari here. You would go, is the gank bot on? No, it's not, because look at my 2. Ari enables this gank. So your mindset right now, you've just said it perfectly, but it's still this hierarchy of you see if the gank's on. If there is no gank, you go to objective. Is there no objective? Like you can't take dragon here. Cool. So then you go to farm. Okay. So you still think like it's still you come to the exact same conclusion if Ari's not here or if the gank's not on, but you're thinking gank first rather than farm first. Because if you think farm first, your only option is to take raptors. But if you're thinking gank first, you suddenly have this option or just this option. And all of a sudden you've got choices. And choices in League of Legends is really important. Because then you get to go, okay, do I gank here or do I farm? And then you can make a really informed decision on why you should gank or why you should farm. Because you're a smart guy.
Instead of like I should farm because I don't have any like foreseen outcome of what the hell's gonna happen. So
yeah,
okay,
exactly. And you're thinking about like you're thinking too far ahead. Whereas what you've got to think about is when you kill the mid laner, it's a 4v5 for the next 14 seconds. So you want to abuse that tempo and that advantage. You don't just want one gank. You want to punish mid lane and then punish bot lane as well because now you've got 2 junglers coming down bot lane. So all of a sudden it's a 4v3 even if Kayn's here.
Okay.
So let's see what happens. Cool. Oh my god, your team wanted to fight and you farmed instead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. I haven't watched this game either, so it's just pure
but you just
gank
know,
theory.
You know.
Yeah, jungle theory. Cool, so you come. Let's see if we get the result. Oh, this is awkward. TF's up now, isn't he? Okay,
Or
so we
just
get
the element of surprise.
yeah, we get out, we waste what 30 seconds, and we don't get anything out of it. And now blue team all of a sudden has tempo and dragon technically here.
So what is tempo? Really?
Tempo is basically priority, and priority is basically who
Okay,
gets
there we
to
go.
the objective first.
How do... damn, that's a big concept, though.
Yeah.
Damn.
So think about how does a jungler create priority for dragon? Let's break it down.
By ganking the fuck out of its bot lane and getting them ahead.
You're thinking a bit too like... Let's go real specific. So let's say at this time after let's go back to okay, we've just killed TF. I really want to do dragon. Do you have priority in mid lane?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I could just go mid lane and freaking farm it out. And,
Yeah. And do we have priority in bot lane?
Not at all.
Yeah. So we need this bot lane priority in order to do that dragon. And we've gotten priority in mid lane. And so we've got tempo. Tempo and priority are very interchangeable here because tempo basically means you guys have the upper hand and it's almost like your turn. Sometimes I talk, and a lot of people talk about League of Legends as turns. So it's not actually this live game where you can always do all these things whenever you want. You've just used your turn to kill TF, and now you've basically given yourself another turn, if that makes sense, to take an action. And so
Break it down even more because, like turns. Now there's turns and it's like priority and stuff.
Sorry, okay. Yeah.
No, but I get it.
Yeah.
I completely get it. It's just I want it even more. Simplified.
So think about every action a League of Legends player makes that's meaningful as a turn. So you taking Scuttle Crab is a turn.
Okay.
Kayn rotating to bot lane is a turn. And all your turns can potentially lead to priority. Or sorry, to other turns. So like
Yeah, okay, I get it.
so like
I really do know, yeah.
Yeah. So you take a turn here, and you, instead of going to Scuttle or going to bot lane, you take your turn killing TF, right?
Right.
Awesome. And so we kill TF during our turn. And what's Kayn doing during his turn? Oh, he's trying to gank bot lane, but it's not successful. So he wastes his
That was a
turn.
bad turn.
You use a good turn here. And now all of a sudden you've got another turn because TF's dead. So you've basically stolen TF's turn here.
Yeah, I should go fucking bot. Yeah, you goddamn it. Now that we put it like this, it's like very obvious.
Yeah, and instead you use your turn to take raptors, which is fine if Ahri was dead, and that's that concept I talked about earlier. If Ahri's dead here, this turn, using your turn to take raptors is perfectly fine. But because Ahri's alive, and especially she has one more dash, that's where we should be using our turn.
And yeah, it ruins my turn, and then that ruins my tempo overall.
And it ruins everyone else's turn. Look, Ahri's wanting to use her turn here. Nort's wanting to use his turn here. Samira's kind of trying. She's gotten a bit late, but everyone, look, they're all wanting to use their turn. And now you're like, oh, cool, let's use my turn here. All of a sudden, TF's alive, and the turn's gone.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Oh, God damn.
But it's good. It's good. This is a massive breakthrough.
Yeah, for real. Like, this never, it never occurred to me because I didn't understand what prior was. But now I guess it's somewhat clear.
And
no, it's clear.
Yeah, and now who has priority?
Obviously them. So.
Yeah. So all those turns, see how every turn led up to you guys losing priority and then getting priority.
Okay.
And what's the main reason for them getting priority back besides you coming late to the fight?
Because TF is able to respawn and they were able to group drag all together.
Exactly. So now you're able to identify the turns and you're able to identify how you lost priority and how the enemy team got priority, which is really, really important.
Damn, this is cool. What the fuck? I never thought of this.
Yeah. Now, this is hard to think of in a live game, but with practice, you will get a lot better at this.
Yeah. Does it actually simplify your thought pattern?
It should, because everything becomes a lot more black and white.
Exactly.
But
like, I thought so.
Yeah, you just get punished if you autopilot though. So that's the one issue. So as long as you're not autopiloting and you're thinking in turns, you'll do fine with these thoughts.
Yeah.
Cool. Now this dragon is technically okay. Let's break down why this dragon is okay to take.
Okay, what did I see? I don't remember what I saw like okay, what did I see like right over here. Okay. So I'm over here. And then that.
Yes, there.
So he's like gonna go mid and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
That's really what I think about. Like that's it.
Well, what do you see here? I'm not sure if you saw this.
I saw Kayn too.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. There we go. What does that tell you?
That tells maybe that's probably.
Well, no way he's doing this just to bait you. He's not smart enough to realize I'm gonna bait this Udyr for vision and actually come back around.
Fuck yeah, I could do that. Oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like for my that's fucked up. But like, if I look and I see he does that, then it's like but then I would back off drag. But then and then I take drag. It's free.
Yeah. So who has priority in mid lane?
Us, because like look at us.
Yeah. Who technically has priority in bot lane?
Well, them, but technically, us, because they backed and we're coming back.
And who has priority on this dragon between you and Kayn?
Well, me, because he's fucking going to clear his wall.
So you've got a 3 out of 3 there. Right?
What's a 3 out of? Oh, okay.
We've got priority here, priority there, and priority there. Which means dragon is basically free as long as you don't die to dragon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way this gets better, and this is very rare in games like yours, is you get so much priority that Ahri rotates over, Samira and Nort rotate over. And the only way you do that...
The fact that,
the only way you do that is by killing. Right? Or by getting a very lucky moment in the game. So you've basically gotten one of the closest to perfect dragon takes you can have at 7 minutes 30 here. The only one better is if you're so far ahead, you've killed TF, you've killed Ezreal and Seraphine, and maybe you've even killed Kayn as well, and all of a sudden they're all dead and you're all taking dragon. And in that case, you don't actually want Ahri here, you want Samira and Nort pushing this lane and Ahri pushing this lane, because no one's on the map to contest this. So perfect dragon take here. So you've done the exact right thing. Control ward's a bit late. I would do that before starting the dragon. But besides that, near perfect execution here.
Yeah, and I just chunk it down and bang. I don't even use smite,
Cool. Cool. So we see Kayn.
Yeah, if I didn't use smite, it's because I knew that Kayn wasn't fucking there, so okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually forgot to add something to this hierarchy.
Enemy farm, ally farm.
So what I mean by that is basically enemy jungle, ally jungle.
Yeah, okay, tracking. Okay.
So So right now Kayn is using his turn to kill your Yorick. Right?
Counter.
So he's used... Basically, the turns are overlapping. So he's gone, okay, I reckon Udyr's doing dragon. There's a miss ping here and dragon's just been slain. Kayn's going, well, okay, I'm going to use my turn to gank top because everyone's bot lane, Ahri's there. This is a free gank. Udyr's pushed in. Yorick's pushed in. But now you're going, okay, Kayn's used his turn top. Well, what could you do here instead of going to here?
The most coolest thing I think to do right now would be like, well, when I say this is like the safest thing, right, is to counter jungle their jungle, go back to my camps, farm my camps, and just do a full clear, because I don't want to back and then contest this rift. I don't think I'd be able.
Exactly. However, you've kind of got it a little...
Actually, yes. Like, actually, like, I got that.
You're very close. What you want to do is take enemy jungle, then recall, because you're on 1.3k gold. So you're very close. You've just forgotten the recall.
Okay, yeah.
Because the recall allows you to come to this rift anyway. Because if you do all this, you're on like 1800 gold, and then you come to rift. That's suicide, right?
No. I would never go. That's what I meant.
I think you meant to add the recall. Yeah.
Well, did I? Yeah.
So instead we go blue. And his red buff is up here because if you were really good, as soon as Kayn showed him vision here,
smart.
sorry, it's super hard because you have to be very aware. But if you were on your A game for jungle, and you saw Kayn path this way, and you saw that he didn't have a red buff on, you'd know that this is alive, and so you could take it. You could take red buff.
Oh, okay.
Because if he doesn't have red buff as he's pathing here, that means he hasn't taken it. Because you know that this is spawned because your red buff spawned or your blue buff spawned.
Yeah. But I cheat, man. I have an in-game app that basically gives me timers, so I know when the enemy jungle spawns.
Then even better. So you have no excuse to be doing your blue buff and your gromp now when you saw Kayn top. Cool.
Yeah, if I was smart, I'd fucking go top, goddammit.
And so now you're using your turn. You're using your turn to do this. What's Kayn using his turn on? Oh shit! Kayn's using his turn. So he's just done a gank, a rift, and what have you done with your turn? You've taken your bot farm.
Here's the thing. It's because I'm telling myself over here that he ganks top and automatically goes and shifts into the rift, and then he just takes it because he's like, I'm never gonna have time to recall back, item up, and just recall back and go there and walk there. I wouldn't have time to contest it. So I was like, I have to like keep my jungle up.
That's fine, but the hierarchy, allied jungle versus enemy jungle. You've taken the lowest priority thing in the jungle hierarchy is your farm. This is the option you can use because the idea is not that you can contest rift because you've kind of forfeited rift because you went for dragon. And so Kayn ganked top to get priority. So you can't really do anything about that because you used your turn on dragon. He used his next turn on rift. But what you can do...
I understand now what you mean by enemy jungle. It's counter jungle because you're going to have...
Sorry, I should have explained that. Yeah.
No, yeah. It's counter jungle so that you have your farm to fall back on.
Yeah.
So,
and what you do here is you go, well, okay, Kayn, you're going to take Rift Herald. Well, I'm going to take your whole bot quadrant. So you miss out on, 300 gold and half a level of XP. Exactly. But instead, all you're doing is taking your farm. So you're just getting yourself a little bit ahead, but he's also getting XP because he's ganking and killing. But you can actually steal XP and gold from him here.
Yes.
So it's double the reward of this. Plus it's tilting. Yeah. Like, who doesn't hate as a jungler? Yeah. Imagine if that was happened to you. You went and did Rift in your whole bot quadrant.
Yeah, exactly. And usually when I counter jungle, I clear everything. Like, I full clear their ass. And it's just like, imagine repopping of that. Like, you wasted all your time walking there and fucking nothing's there. Like, that happened to me. It's very tilting.
Now, let's go a step further. So all of a sudden, instead of using our turn to take this quadrant, we've taken this quadrant. And who's the win condition again in this game?
It was bot lane because of Samira.
And so all of a sudden, instead of finishing our wolves and going here, we're finishing Krugs. And all of a sudden, we are either here or here. Now let's watch what happens in bot lane. Oh shit, they're pushed up. Cool, all of a sudden we're pinging. Let's fight, let's fight. Samira has no flash. So very immobile. Nautilus has gone for the fight. Imagine if you're here right now. And you would be because this quadrant takes the exact same time to clear as that quadrant. And all of a sudden, you're here for this fight. You've come round. And you're ready for this fight.
Actually, after full clearing. Really?
Yeah.
If let's say my pathing is really good.
If you're pathing...
I never thought of that. They all take the same time to clear.
Yeah, exactly. Because you ended up in river. So this is the same time as this clear.
God, I never fucking thought of that.
Yeah.
But it's so obvious. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what this is
No,
for.
it's not.
And look, all of a sudden you're here, and that's it. That's potentially a kill.
Damn. Damn. Yeah. Damn. Wow.
Cool. Now you're invading, and you've got 2k gold. This is risky.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
It's actually like fucked up.
So you're using your turn to take wolves.
Okay. What's is there timers? Or everything's gone?
You've got objective timers here. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. Well, it's because I was just looking for those. So, what's the dragon?
3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, everything's gonna pop back up in my jungle anyway, so I'm using my turn to do this and not, let's say, recall and go top, where it's obviously gonna push.
Yeah.
Or recall and go bot, actually, where it is pushing.
Yeah, but at a certain point at 10 minutes, we want to be using our turn to recall.
Yeah.
And so, do you know what the perfect recall would have been? Take bot quadrant, kill, recall.
Yeah.
But instead, you're kind of like, fuck, I haven't done anything. Kayn just took Rift.
Yeah.
Kayn just
So
ganked
I'm
my
just
top lane.
auto-farming.
And so you're like, fuck, I need to take something off this Kayn. But you're thinking about it too late. And all of a sudden, all you've done is taken his wolves. He's ganked top lane twice and taken Rift in the time you've punished him by taking wolves. And now all of a sudden, this is really risky. You've been on vision. Uh-oh. Is there an incident here? Or does he get out? And you get out, luckily.
I get out, yeah. I think I get out like a cunt. Yeah, but like, and then I feel good about that, and I think I'm winning. But like, honestly, like, it's very, like, enlightening, right? But like, it feels bad to get that shit, like, your whole game dissected in front of you, like, because like, you didn't know this, like, at all, and now you're just like, well, you're more aware, and yeah, it feels bad, man. Like, but it's good. It's good.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, not just like keep fucking. I keep cycling this thing because I'm just autopiloting right now, and I just like I auto farm all game, and they get ahead, and I'm not doing anything proactive.
Yeah,
I'm probably just reacting to whoever's getting ganked and just going there and dying.
Awesome. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What did you learn in that first 11 minutes?
That I didn't identify my priorities on lanes, and that caused me to lose my whole tempo after 10 minutes.
Yeah. And how do you identify which lane to gank first?
By whoever is, I guess, pushed up. Whoever is... Oh, who to gank first? Whoever my win condition is.
No, think about gank setup.
Okay, then whoever is pushed up. Like, yeah.
Yeah, think gank setup in terms of crowd control and wave position.
Okay. Okay, CC wave position.
Yeah. Then, so that's your first gank. Then most ganks after that are almost always going to be bot lane. In this game, it's a perfect example, but in most games, it'll play out like this.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did you learn?
I learned what priority is.
Yeah.
Is that the next one?
I'm just seeing how much you've recalled from this session. So it's
okay,
really about how much information you absorbed and how it's come into your head.
Okay. Most ganks always bot because of the well, just the more outcome is there. Then like before the game starts, identify like who is my win condition, and like here it's Samira because she's gonna like hyper care if she gets fed. So gank bot based on like CC and wave positioning, especially with like let's say Nautilus if he's in a fucking bush and like it's pushing up towards us.
Yeah.
And then that gives me my turn, which is a new concept that I learned. That is like, oh, I take my turn now to like go and gank bot through the tri-bush with Ari. and get a fucking double kill, triple kill, and then play for my objectives, which is the second in the hierarchy,
Yes.
and get a drag. And then if I can't enemy jungle because he's respawning and coming here, and I think I can't fight him, I would go to my jungle. If not, I would go and counter jungle him, get my shit, and then recall or whatever.
Exactly.
I think that's what I've learned today. That's it.
Exactly. Perfect.
Sweet, man. Like that's actually I actually like learned a lot today. But that's
Yeah.
cool.